What is going on? Welcome back to Trending Stocks. Today is June the 26th. I'm going to give you a pre-market update, go over some of the hot movers and where big money is gravitating towards today. Before I get into any of that, make sure to hit that thumbs up. And with that said, let's get right to it. Starting off, futures are slightly red. No data points to really cause that downtrend today, nor is there any Fed speakers. So today's going to be more of a technical driven day with a splash of pre-fear associated to GDP. So GDP is coming out on Thursday and then PCE on Friday. So I think the market is going to have some last minute jitters. Like I said, right now at the same time, fear and greed index is at 39. So people's appetite for risk isn't necessarily going to be all that there. And I guess with that said, though, a lot of stocks I'm going to be talking on, a lot of them are green. So take that into consideration. Starting off with SOFI. No news, no SEC filings this morning. It is down slightly, so currently sitting at $6.44, right below a very strong pivot for SoFi. So just watch for this S2, as I've said over this last week for the most part. $6.45 is a very strong support. So it's probably going to flirt with that a little bit, but nonetheless, definitely watch for that to hold. And so yeah, there's going to be a lot of things moving the market, and as I've said in my SoFi dedicated videos, I do anticipate shorts to really double the hell down when GDP and PCE do come out. And if they're not positive, then yeah, you're going to see shorts really kind of double down, but they've been very tame over this last couple of trading days. So in my opinion, that kind of shows that they're waiting for something. So that's just how I see things. Rivian did come out with some pretty kick-ass news. It is up 39 and change, or even higher than that. And the news that did come out was this right here. So Rivian and Volkswagen Group announced plans for a joint venture. So it's ultimately $5 billion. Good for the whole EV sector. So you're seeing a nice push higher associated to that. So even outside of Rivian, such as Lucid and Polestar, many of those are actually going up. So I think in general that is kick-ass news. Rivian is also similar to SoFi, somewhat heavily shorted. So roughly about 18.65% of the free float's being shorted. So I anticipate shorts to return a good amount today. I don't know if that's going to stick or not, especially with GDP coming out tomorrow and whatever else. But right now, with it currently at $16.24, it is above all the key points for the 1 day. So I do have to look at the 1 week. And so right now, $14.81 is going to be the next strong support, and then 21 is going to be that next strong target / resistance. I don't really anticipate either being touched in my opinion, but we'll just have to wait and see. Moving on, so SVRA, if I'm saying that right, ticker SVRA, it is up 20% pre-market, largely because of this. I'm sure by now you guys know when it comes to biotech, it's not my forte. So obviously, you guys do your own due diligence on whether this is justified or not. This is what they do based on the company profile. So 37 employees based out of Langhorne, PA, but 7.1% of the free float's being shorted. So not overly heavily shorted, but for this specific company, it is sitting at all-time high short interest numbers. So once again, that could result in something, or maybe that's also attributing to why it is going up pre-market because of that news. So once again, just read through that news to see if it's justified, but based on the technical support and resistance points with it right now at $4.56, it is trading between this pivot and this R1. So just watch for 447 to be the next strong support and for it to hold. On the flip side, $4.97. I don't anticipate $4.97 to be touched, so just watch for this pivot, because if it does fail to hold that, then it might just trade between this S1 and pivot throughout the rest of the day. NVIDIA is gaining more and more momentum as days come, so it's kind of one very, very impressive stock. As I've said, funny enough, at its peak, I did say in my pre-market video, I went over kind of a scenario that just played out on how someone kind of just called out the blue, not to myself, but to someone on a Twitter space call, and was recommending NVIDIA. That reminds me of kind of what happened in the Dirty 30s, how they always said the shoe shine boy was giving recommendations. So it's something to kind of consider. I think a lot of analysts are starting to see NVIDIA as overdone, so that could really cause it to go down quite significantly. But what do I know, right? I'm not a financial advisor. It's not heavily shorted, so only 0.1% of the free float's being shorted. Utilization's very, very low, so obviously it's not a squeeze play or even worthwhile talking about. But with it currently at 126 and change, it is trading between this R2 and this R3. So 123 will be the next strong support, and then 136 will be that next strong resistance slash target. So just kind of watch for this R2 to hold throughout the day, but in my opinion, I do feel it definitely can. And American Airlines is down. That's largely because of Southwest, so no news associated to American Airlines this morning, but Southwest did cut their Q2 revenue forecast. So typically whatever happens to one stock does trickle down to pretty much the whole sector. So as a byproduct, it is down slightly. And plus, aside from that, American obviously is just piggybacking off of their broader market right now. So something to kind of consider. Right now, 15.21% of the free float is being shorted. Utilization 27.02% and 98.44 million shares overall are being shorted. Right now, if you're looking at trading it with it at 11.05, it is just simply trading between this S2 and this S1. So just watch for $11.13 to be that next strong resistance slash target, which is what it closed at yesterday. On the flip side, $10.16 is going to be that next strong support. So very wide gap. Definitely watch for this S1 to hold. If not, then things could get very, very bad. So American is kind of staring off of a virtual cliff right now. So let me know your thoughts on these stocks. Is there any other stocks that's floating your boat? And if so, throw them in the description below, the tickers. But one final thing, take advantage of this promo. Simply sign up for a new account, throw $100 at it, and they give you 5 free stocks. Each stock is valued up to $2,000. So take advantage of this. Link in the description below and also the comments. With all that said, appreciate all of you watching.